God, it's right in the right spot. Perfect. My name is Terry, and I really like telling stories. So much so that it's bad in the aspect that chances are if you're telling a story, I'm probably just waiting for the chance for me to tell my own story. So, kind of unlike John Mayer, I recognize my douchey qualities. And by the way, it is creepy. John Mayer, Taylor Swift, kind of, I'm just saying. Anyway, don't get me wrong, I've been paying attention. Baby poop, Disney princesses, menstrual blood, and fathers, and full circle, back to poop again. But part of the reason why I have that douchey quality is because I never really know how much attention to pay because I don't know if it's going to be an interesting story or not. Especially when it gets really long and I'm like, where is this going? Okay. So what I like to do is kind of start with that sentence where you know to pay attention. Kind of like, oh my God, have I told you the story about the time I came this close to getting mauled by a bear? You kind of have to listen. The problem is I don't know if it actually happened or not. I'm guessing a lot of people here have probably been to camp, especially a summer camp type of thing. And for me, summer camp is both awesome and horrible. Camping, love it. Out in the wilderness, love it. Fires, love it. Too much, probably. The bad things are typically summer camp. They don't really inform you that it's guys only. Like for some reason in a sexist society, we can't have guys and girls camping together. And if somebody tells me something like, did you know there's a girls' camp on the other side of the lake? That's a bad thing to do because I'm the guy who steals the canoe and paddles over there to find out that it's actually a retirement community. Ironically enough, I paddle there a lot faster than when I paddle back. But one of the other really weird things about this specific camp, which will go unnamed, but I will say it's of the scout variety, they have this giant bear trap at the entrance, and they inform you, there are bears out here. Be careful, be aware. Now, the way the campsite is situated is there's multiple campsites that are separated, and when something like that occurs, all these campsites have to be informed that there's a bear on the area. And this is also where I have my grandpa moment, because I've told this story to other people, and they're like, that's stupid. Why don't you just pick up the cell phone and call them and be like, hey, yeah, cell phones haven't always been around. And it's like, holy crap, I'm old now. But basically, the way this worked, a bear had come into the campground. And what this basically calls for is individuals have to go to the other campsites to inform everybody that there's a bear in the area, just so, everybody knows to stay in and watch out. For some reason, 3 of us get instructed to go to the campsite, which is basically like way the hell out in the wilderness campsite. And it's about 3 miles out from everywhere else. And this is middle of the night out in the wilderness of Minnesota. So we go out, of course, it's a cloudy day. There is no moonlight penetrating into the area, and it's darkness. And the 3 of us, we're a little terrified. Granted, these are, I want to say, about 12 years old at this time. So we start our walk over, and we're a little spooked. And I don't know exactly what happened, but all of a sudden, we hear the sound of brush just getting cleared behind us. Just a loud crash. And it's kind of that point where I think most humans have that fight or flight response. my body kind of does both. Because it first starts out with that, like, your head going, what the hell is that? And the rest of your body going, screw that! And all three of us, gone. We're bolting. Like, there's no trail to worry about. We're just running. And at one point, all I hear is this crash sound followed by an and I think I was raised by a Marine. This is the moment I knew I could never be a Marine. Like, no man left behind, screw that. There is one rule when there's a bear. Do not be the first person to fall down. The rest of us are like, whoo! I can run a little bit slower now. And as I'm completely unaware of what happened to this other person, I'm bolting, and all of a sudden, just black. Nothing. And I come to, and I have leaves kind of around me. I'm laying on the ground, and I feel like this wood post. Now, if you've been to camp, chances are you've seen the signs, which are basically 2 wooden posts and a big boulder. And somehow, this board lined up perfectly with my forehead. Which is probably good for 6 inches down. I would have visited the dental care people. And groggy as can be, no idea what the hell's going on, I proceed to kind of get up and somehow make my way to this campsite. And one of us made it just fine. I came back, and everybody's like, oh my God, what happened to you? I'm not going to say, well, I ran into a sign. The third guy finally arrives, and he took a large branch across the chest, which explained the The oddest part about this is, like, nobody really talked about what happened. Nobody really said, oh my God, maybe we should check you out for a concussion or something like that. The night just kind of went on. And it's weird because it wasn't until later in adult life when I'm telling somebody this story and they proceed to give me the, oh my God, I remember when we were at scout camp and they used to take us snipe hunting. Now, if you don't know what snipe hunting is, go, it's fun. But all of a sudden, it comes full circle, and I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, was there really a bear? Like, this sounds like some camp counselors who's like, oh, it'd be fun. We're going to tell these kids there's a bear, and they have to go to the campsite. But things obviously went horribly wrong. And I imagine the camp counselors at the end were all kind of like, do not say anything. As far as they know, there was a bear. Let's just leave it alone. And it's moments like that that make me laugh, because people wonder why our generation questions people in position of power and authority. Like, how is this a good idea? So, to this day, as far as I'm concerned, I almost got mauled by a bear, but I probably really didn't.